Hello, this is World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, June 5th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time on the west coast of the USA and Canada and Mexico, and 3 p.m. I think in Western Europe, and 7:30 p.m. in India. And please join these open question and answer conversation opportunities meeting on Mondays at this time into the future with your questions and thoughts and ideas and conversation about MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School, planned in 200 countries as major online universities in their main languages, and also in all of their languages. So there's about 7,151 known living languages in the world, in all of those 200 countries. Speakers of those languages are potentially going to get further open wiki schools for people to people, teaching and learning, free universal education. And that's one wing of World University and School. These wiki schools planned in all 7,151 known living languages for wiki teaching and learning, free universal education. And the other wing is free degrees that are MIT OpenCourseWare centric on a WUAS Google developing platform that would include bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, IB high school or similar, AA, 2-year undergraduate degree, master's degree, and emerging from MIT OpenCourseWare, 2,600 courses in English, undergraduate and graduate, and in 3 other languages presently. So the news today, as I check to see if anyone wants to join us presently, and no one is seeking to join this Zoom conversation meeting at present yet, the news I'd like to share with you is one, an invitation to become chairman of the MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School and the WUAS Press and the WS Corporation of the board, of the WUAS board, to Alden Briscoe in San Mateo, California, a Harvard College alumnus, and who is an executive at Brakeley Briscoe, and with an invitation also to you, Bill Gates, also a Harvard College alum, to join the World University and School Board, relating to the World University Foundation. I've extended this invitation a number of times to Alden Briscoe, and have recently also extended it to Bill Gates via Twitter, and yesterday via email also. And I'm hoping that they might both become leads on the World University and School Board. And in a related vein, agenda item 1A, I've recently found, Bill Gates, your quote 5 of my all-time favorite books by Bill Gates from November 21st, 2022, and found it interesting that 2 out of 5 of these books are easily accessible online right now to read or to listen to in the openlibrary.org, a free open library that allows you immediate access to books to borrow And two of these 5 books are Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein and The Inner Game of Tennis by Tim Gallwey. Fascinating that such interesting books are available from open library that Bill Gates finds as his all-time favorites. And the 5 books, item 1B, of Bill Gates' 5 of my all-time favorite books are Stranger in a Strange Land by R. Heinlein, Surrender by Bono. Both of these first 2 books are, in a way, alternative or even countercultural, hippie, if you will. And Bill Gates, I think, grew up in the 60s and 70s. And these books may be echoing or paralleling his or informing his knowledge of the 60s and 70s further, or shaping his understanding of it now in 2023. Who knows? The third book, one of his all-time favorites, is Team of Rivals by D. Goodwin. The 4th book is The Inner Game of Tennis by T. Gallwey. And the 5th book is about the periodic table, the emergence of the periodic table, I think, called Mendeleev's Dream by P. Strathern. Interesting to see these books. Check them out. Thank you, Bill Gates, for sharing your books, your favorite books from all time. This is an opportunity. Agenda item 2, in a related vein to open library, at World University and School seeks to create 200 online world-class university research libraries. WS Library Resources, WS Libraries are the hashtags on Twitter in each of 200 countries' main languages. So World University and School seeks to create 200 online major universities in all 200 nation states per the Olympics. And these libraries would be for MIT OpenCourseware-centric WS universities free degrees, and relate also, or further inform, the WS online libraries in all 7,151 languages, potentially with a university research focus. So major online libraries in all 7,151 languages, and even with machine translation, which the WS Press is seeking to further facilitate, which will open such linguistically bounded libraries in so many new directions. If we can translate from Japanese into any of 7,000 languages, that will create a knowledge opening in remarkable ways. And World University and School seeks to do this through 200 online world-class university research libraries, and with parallels to the Open Library, which just created an open library. I think it comes out of the archive.org project as well. And their resources there are more easily accessible than most, in my experience, most online public libraries in the US. Resources from them or resources from open libraries seems to be more open online and making books available more easily than even the Library of Congress or the Smithsonian Library, for example, let alone university libraries. Fantastic for World University and School to be able to explore creating 200 online world-class research university libraries. Item 3, further inviting Bill Gates and Alden Briscoe to become directors of World University and School on the board. Bill Gates would you be able, please, to join the World University and School Board with Alden Briscoe in San Mateo, California, as new chairman of the board, and help to get World University and School financially operational, especially. I think you, Bill Gates, would be remarkable with your vast experience since the 70s. And was it Altair in the Southwest that you were working on, or was it QDOS in the, Seattle that you were working on in the 70s that led to the Windows operating system eventually? We're deeply in need of growing financially. We're a 501c3 tax-exempt public charity, U.S. federal legal entity since 2010. And our ruling year for that was 2014. So this is about 14 years ago that we first became a 501c3. And we haven't gotten operational financially yet. We also need, as you'll see in the agenda item later on, a financial plan, business plan to begin further the accreditation process. Item 4, Bill Gates and all. World University and School, WUAS, is also seeking to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a Wikidata PIN number, here at wiki.worlduniversityandSchool.org/u_at_world_university. And emerging from WUS seeking to code for speakers of all 7,151 known living languages in their 200 countries, to one, for as wiki teachers and learners for people-to-people free universal education, and 2, in order to end poverty, potentially by distributing a single main cryptocurrency, such as Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, to most of all the people on the planet, as well as facilitating the infrastructure, such as smartphones and internet and electricity. This is what WUS would seek further to do. And the WUS Corporation, our second WUAS wing, and check out http://worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, which is a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California as of 2017. The WS Corporation, our second wing, would in the process seek to list Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency. And WS has a partnering email from the Pi Network organization on the new Silicon Valley long-term stock exchange, and possibly in a dual stock listing on NASDAQ or the Dow Jones or similar stock exchanges, so that all approximately 200 nation states, central banks, and pension funds, and banks, and individuals, etc., could also buy into the WS Corporation to get Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency for their nation states' emerging main cryptocurrency. So perhaps 1 billion of the 7.9 billion people on the planet would buy into WS Corporation, 1 billion, including entities like central banks and banks and pension funds, while possibly the other 7 billion people on the planet would receive Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency as universal basic income experiments or similar, and even by simply mining it every 24 hours, clicking 2 buttons on the Stanford MindPi app on a smartphone to get 5 or 6 Pi coins every 24 hours, which continue to compound and toward Pi, toward infinity on each of our smartphones. That's the currently, I think, what people get who choose to mine this every 24 hours, 5 to 6 Pi coins. Fascinating opportunity, and how to conceive of this financially also, and for the WS Corporation, and operationalize it database-wise, and for all 200 countries, and with the Silicon Valley Long-Term Stock Exchange, and as an legal entity, and with Stanford Mine Pi Network Organization as a legal entity, and even with the state of California's Franchise Tax Board, as all three of these legal entities, including WS Corporation, develop relationships with the California Franchise Tax Board further. Stay tuned, and hoping we can be further in conversation about this. Bill Gates, Alden, Briscoe, all. Item 4A, Bill Gates. In looking online, I found the following regarding the Gates Foundation. Quote, "We provide funding to organizations to achieve measurable impact in the fight against poverty," end quote, at gatesfoundation.org/about/how we work. I think that Stanford Mine Pi, potentially to all 7.9 billion people at World University, would be a remarkable way to fight against poverty and to achieve a measurable impact, remarkably precise measurable impact, with Pi on everyone's smartphones moving toward infinity, potentially with 200 countries possibly adopting Stanford Mine Pi cryptocurrency as their main cryptocurrency, also measurable. Fascinating opportunity. I also found your email, which I sent you yesterday, bill.gates@gatesfoundation.org, and some further information about how the Gates Foundation works. Not sure what the next steps would be optimally. Perhaps the Gates Foundation only reaches out to individuals, or primarily, or perhaps World University and School could submit a grant application. If at all possible, please let World University and School, the WS Corporation, know. So how best might World University and School begin to explore communicating further with the Gates Foundation about seeking to end poverty worldwide? And on which wing of World University and School? The WS Corporation, which seeks to work with the Silicon Valley Long-Term Stock Exchange and possibly another stock exchange, or World University and School nonprofit wing? These are questions which I think you, Bill Gates, would have great knowledge and excellent thinking about. How to do so with you at World University for all 7.9 billion people, each a Wikidata PIN number. How to do this with universal basic income experiments in all 200 countries and similar. Item 5, accreditation news with Middle States Commission on Higher Education with offices in the greater Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. WUAS is waiting to build a WS board and develop a business plan, financial plan, as part of what the Middle States Commission on Higher Education is seeking, and also to pay their fees, and the state of Pennsylvania's Department of Education licensing authorization fees. We've already been authorized for licensure. We haven't paid the fees yet. We have the green light from the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, but we haven't paid the fees yet either. We don't have a business plan yet. We don't have any monies. And potentially before I, Scott McLeod, move back from this asylum place of Pennsylvania, from California, where I've been since September 2nd, 2023 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to possibly a newly safe Canyon, California 94516, about 5 miles east of Berkeley and Oakland in the San Francisco Bay Area, on September 1st, 2023. Stay tuned. Item 6, WS Home Robotics and being an authorized carrier of 3 Lego robotics kits in the USA. Amazingly, World Universities School, the WS educational services stores, bookstores, computer stores, robotics stores, hospital technologies, distribution centers, received a further email response from Lego Education Robotics about how to proceed. Potentially, it seems, with possibly getting some Lego robotics kits, if we had money, from Lego. So a related Twitter post: in growing WS Home Robotics for robotics engineering tracks for free MIT OpenCourseware centric WUAS STEM degrees, science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics. The WS Press, the WS Educational Services Store, WS Corporation, is glad to have heard from Lego Education in a Walmart in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a few days ago. And this contact form with Lego Education is in today's blog post for this WS News and Question and Answer on June 5th, 2023. And as WS Educational Services stores, physical digital ones, seek to carry Lego robotics kits, WS is also seeking to become potentially grow to hire and employ as many as 2.5 million people on both wings of WUAS, possibly over 50 to 75 years. So slightly larger than Walmart. Fascinating that Lego Education emailed WUAS me when I was in a Walmart in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because in some ways, Walmarts are maybe a model for World University and Schools educational services stores, both physically and digitally, and in all 200 countries, and for speakers of all 7,151 known living languages, and as a way to do outreach for our free MIT OpenCourseware-centric degrees in all 200 countries and in their main languages, for students studying from home, for free bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, IB, high school, or similar AA and master's degrees. Check out the image that I retweeted, which contains the robotics kits, not all Lego, but contains the robotics kits. EV3, which is a Mindstorms version, which I think may have been discontinued, and is Lego, and Lego Spike Prime, and also Vex IQ robotics. I haven't checked out Vex IQ robotics very much. It seems like an interesting further possibility for WS Home Robotics, maybe even in addition to World University and School for PhD students doing a PhD in robotics from their homes, even possibly exploring getting a Toyota humanoid robot, THR3, to send to PhD students who might be writing their PhDs from home about Toyota humanoid robots. Send one home to a PhD student to code with the master maneuvering system for the THR3 Toyota humanoid robot, such that our PhD students in all 200 countries in their main languages could begin to code very specifically and in specific ways, and build and further develop humanoid robots emerging from maybe Lego Spike Prime affects IQ robotics, and then perhaps for PhD students working on a PhD could even get a Toyota humanoid robot THR3 in their home, in Nepal, in Japan, in Nigeria, in the States, etc. Item 7. This is a set of tweets coming in conversation with Ewan Birney, a molecular biologist in England, in Britain, in Western Europe, who is, I think, a director of the EMBL, European Molecular Biology Laboratory. And he writes, in coming into conversation also with Jay Schenger at the University of Washington in Seattle, Washington, concerning cells and possibly modeling them. Ewan Birney writes on a tweet, this, quote, inherent cellular dimensions, end quote, would be an interesting thing to discover and aim to quantify, estimate. It is related to cellular ontogeny, but it is not the same. Commenting on the ideas from Jay Schenger. This is all Twitter posts too. So the tweet that I asked is, could discovering inherent cellular dimensions equal n-dimensional, kind of infinite dimensional VR modeling, virtual reality modeling of a cell? How could film to 3D apps with light sheet microscopy in cells in relation to each other in a realistic virtual Earth for cells help? And in one realistic virtual Earth for everything, for cells, for molecules, and with Google Cell View with a time slider, so paralleling Google Street View with a time slider. I'm hoping World University and School could facilitate Google Cell View. And in a related vein, item 7A, how Jay Schenger at the University of Washington, Viren Jain at Stardays Zero, who has some undergraduate master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania and an MIT PhD in computer modeling and is working with Google, and Ewan Birney, how could a realistic virtual Earth for cells, and with a great video of the cellular level of cells replicating even once into 3 instead of 2, with a realistic virtual Earth for genetics, with a realistic virtual Earth for species, there's perhaps 3 to 100 million species on planet Earth, depending on how you define species, and a realistic virtual Earth for evolutionary biology. That would be going back 3.5 billion years, roughly, I think, with Google Cell View, with Time Slider and TensorFlow artificial intelligence help. And the idea would be grow out a realistic virtual Earth for cells in an iterating way that would interoperate with a realistic virtual Earth at the Google Street View with Time Slider level, and also interoperate with a realistic virtual Earth for molecules and a realistic virtual Earth for atoms. One part of this vision is add all atoms ever since the beginning of the universe, since the beginning of the Earth, into Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Cell View with Time Slider, Google Molecule View with Time Slider, and a ginormous data project. Do so with even in mind creating a realistic virtual Earth for evolutionary biology, and possibly also in creating a realistic Earth for genetics for longevity and aging reversal research. So Google time slide forward in Google Street View for genetics to see how an organism or a species ages. Potentially connect this also physically, digitally with aging reversal. So time slide backwards in a realistic virtual Earth for genetics, say in an organism and species, watch it grow younger or parts of it grow younger, and then connect that virtual aspect of a realistic virtual Earth for genetics potentially into a single organism like you or I, or a Drosophila fly, or a mouse, or a dog, experimentally at this time, and possibly even for larger organisms like humans, say than a Drosophila fly, through a smartwatch, so that one could, in our avatar bot electronic medical records, digitally, in this realistic virtual Earth for genetics, begin to create younger organisms, younger aspects of organisms, and then upload that, perhaps through a smartwatch, into the actual physical organisms. And this is a fascinating, complex project. George Church, MIT and Harvard Medical School professor of genetics, is heralding this. Many people are working on it. Jay Schenger is a colleague of George Church's in molecular biology. Stay tuned, hoping realistic virtual Earth for cells will emerge from this. Item 8, how to ask, how are you, in Scottish Gaelic. So this is potentially to give people also an insight into how Scotland World University and School, for example, as one of 200 countries, might emerge, and also perhaps eventually in Scottish Gaelic too, of the 3 languages that are spoken in Scotland, besides English and Scots itself. The Scots language is different from the Scottish Gaelic language, from Scots Gaelic language. So how to say how are you in Scots Gaelic? Chimratuhu, Chimrahu, Chimatu, Chimratu, I think is the informal way. There's a video here where one can learn this further. There's a wiki subject page at World University and School for Scottish Gaelic language. Eventually it will be in Scottish Gaelic as well. And you can get there from the wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/languages page, planning all 7,151 known living languages. And also check out Scotland World University and School, accessible through the nation states wiki subject page at WUAS. So item 9, this relates to some recent communications about India World University and School. Tejal Chaya in Valsad, Gujarat, India, on the west coast of India, I think, has emailed again and says, soon I will revert back to you. Soon I will revert back to you. And she said she would get back to World University and School and me before. I'm not sure what this means. In her email's little picture in Google, in Gmail, her Gmail, the word Google is behind her. And I'm not sure if this means that she could be a lead, a head of Google in her city in India, or what, with Sundar Pichai as the CEO of Google and Alphabet, and also from India originally. So I emailed her back this morning. What do you mean by soon I will revert back to you, Tejal? And are these your web pages and school at LinkedIn? And don't think the school email, the school URL I found is her school, because it appears to be in France. Tejal, would your school's students, graduates, be interested in matriculating in from India and their homes, beginning with the CS First with Google at WUAS course, which is a free online course learning the Scratch programming language, and as a way to enroll at WUAS for free 4-year bachelor and free 2-year AA degrees. And I also asked Tejal, would you like to join the WS News and Q&A today? But she hasn't joined yet. Just checking to see if she or someone else might be interested in joining. Not seeing anyone at this time. So hoping to hear back from Tejal Chaya. I concluded the email, thanks, Scott, with some hippie Angeli yoga notations that I wrote a few years ago at scottmcleod.com/yoga notations.html. I'm curious what Tejal means by soon I will revert back to you, or in other emails, soon I will get back to you. Item 9A, in IKEA in Pittsburgh, furniture store, I recently met a Telugu speaker, Raju Ramundra, I think is his name. I may not have his last name correct, who was with his family, I think his mother and his wife and his child. And he's a professor of physics and engineering now at Point Park University in Pittsburgh. And he has an undergraduate degree from the Nehru University in Hyderabad, India, and a PhD and master's degree from Louisiana Tech University in the US. And as all Telugu speakers, his wife is actually from Texas, but I think of Indian origin. I shared afterward in email a recording of a Monday, January 2nd, 2023, Open World University and School WS Press News and Question and Answer, where we touch on WUAS Telugu. So World University and School is seeking to be in the Telugu language, one of 22 official and main languages in India. There could be as many as 50 or 100 million Telugu speakers. I don't know the exact number. And we want to offer free online degrees in the Telugu language, emerging from Creative Commons 4 licensed MIT OpenCourseWare for students learning from their homes in India, in areas where Telugu is spoken. Also something about in this Twitter post from January 2nd, 2023 about WS longevity genetics in one realistic virtual Earth as well. That video is in the blog post for the WS News and Question and Answer today, June 5th, 2023, Monday, June 5th, 2023. Check out if you're interested, if you speak Telugu, if you would like to help grow Telugu language, World University and School, get in touch with World University and School, meeting at worlduniversityandschool.org. So that's the news and question and answer for today, June 5th, 2022. I'm 2023. I'm Scott McCloud. And until next time, Twitter feed is twitter.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH. Also twitter.com/WUAS, PRESS. These are more active than our homepage. This time is worlduniversityandschool.org. Our email is meeting@worlduniversityandschool.org. Until next Monday, June 12th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. West Coast USA time, 3 p.m. Western European time, Britain time, 7:30 p.m. I think, but please check these last two for certain. For certainty, 7:30 p.m. India time. Until next time, bye for now.